Laters.
Later.
Why you guys talking about hot sauce?
I have no idea what I'm going to talk about tonight.
Well, that's good.
Because my interview canceled.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
He had some stuff to take care of.
Oh, that sucks.
It does suck. Because that was my whole show. You can play. You got music playing?
Yeah, no licensed music, but
What?
so we had to get rid of the licensed music.
What do you got on?
Just random stuff.
I got no juice.
I know.
Like, what's licensed music?
All the stuff that you've heard of.
Oh, like real songs?
Yeah. Yeah, we got rid of them for a number of reasons. We didn't get caught or anything, but before we did, so.
I understand.
Ready?
Yeah, sure. Hey, how you doing? Here we go. Show 2, Season 2. We're going to videotape this one and put it up on the Fit and the Furious page because the first show I videotaped, I forgot the videotape was on. And Dan, who's running the bells and whistles here, we started chatting, and I forgot the tape was on and said some things that I don't want on my page. And I don't want the rest of the world to see, you know, because when you're a fitness guru, you have a degree of, what's that word we're looking for, Dan?
Discretion?
The degree of discretion, possibly. So, this is show 2 of the Fit and Furious here at csfradio.com. Call us anytime, 216-939-5090. And we'll answer, and we'll talk about any of your fitness concerns, needs, or questions. If you go on, everybody's on the Facebook nowadays. We'll get to the show here in a second. But you know what drives me nuts about the real media today? Whether it be the TV or radio, they're all dialed into Twitter and Facebook now. Like it's some big new thing for them. Hey, your so-and-so was tweeting at me today, or, you know, check us out on our Facebook page. But 3-4 years ago, when you were on Facebook, you were looked at as a scammer, a scallion, a hellion, and some deviant. And if you called your local sports channel and you talked to them, or a sports show or whatever, you talked to them about Facebook, oh, you're just trying to cruise chicks, that's all you're doing. Or, you know, on Twitter, you're looking at porn or something like that. So, now, you know, I don't buy into their whole pages and all that. So, I'm a little disrupted with that. I often wonder what the whole Twitter, Facebook thing's going to look like in 50 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do here on the Fit and the Furious is talk about fitness. It's basically entry-level forms of talking about fitness and nutrition and weightlifting and stretching and yoga, and at-home training. If you go on the Fit and Furious page, which only has 13 likes, I'd like to get it to maybe 20 by the time I'm done with Season 2. We did get Leo Cato, who has Cato's Health and Nutrition out on the east side of Cleveland, out down there in Solon, Ohio, right off Route 43 next to the McDonald's. We got him up to 100 likes. He started at about 30. The man's an encyclopedia of knowledge. So if you're ever out in Solon, stop by Cato's Health and Nutrition. So, you know, I post different stuff on here. We're going to tie the show into the page and be like the rest of the world. You know, I talk about everything. I got a lot of history of weightlifting, bodybuilding, dieting on there. The infamous Jack LaLanne. If you read some of those stories on there. Also, what I do with the show, a lot of life is copy and paste, believe it or not. And like I said, I go and start out with basic entry-level knowledge of fitness, because that's all most of us are entry-level knowledgeable fitness people. There's a very small percentage of the world of people who are extremists or do things exactly the right way. So I try to talk to the common man about fitness. You know, we all love pizza and cookies and grandma's chocolate chip pie and, you know, Cool Whip and pizza and chocolate chip cookies and milk with Cool Whip and chocolate chip cookies, and I eat all that stuff too. But you got to learn how to do it in moderation. So I try to talk about that. I put different stuff on my Facebook page about all different kind of things. You don't ever want to go to my personal Facebook page, Steve Gelle, because I get a little off color on that one. But my Fit and Furious page, I keep it strictly business. We'll go over some of the things. We'll dive into that a little later. We had I posted on there. We had Mark Eisenhart. He was supposed to call in tonight, and he was going to be the meat of the show tonight. However, the meat has left the building. He can't call in. He was going to call in about 9:15. The one thing I have noticed when you do this show and you talk and you have your own radio or internet radio, you need to talk a little slower to chew up time. If you ever notice when you listen to your radio in your car, they talk real slow. That's the chew up time. I mean, I only do an hour, a little over an hour here, so I can just ramble on and on as fast as I want, and I can just keep talking. But when I start slowing down, that's when you know I'm out of subject matter. So, Mark was supposed to call at 9:15. I was going to have him on for till 9:30, and Mark's got a great story. If you go to his website at getempowerednow.com, his name's Mark Eisenhart. He's a cat who grew up here in the Cleveland area. By the way, we are videotaping this show live. And hopefully if I don't screw up in the intermissions and talk about stupid shit, I'll post it, and I'll put it on YouTube. So, back to the story. Mark's a cool cat. He was a big man. He probably had to go 3 bells at least. And as he says it, he was on a crash course to kill himself. He had some personal issues. I think his dad got sick and passed away. So I don't want to dive into that, but he was basically eating himself to death with drinking and stuff like that. And I think one day he just said, "Let's do it." And he lost weight. He's a raw vegan guy. He takes all that stuff real seriously. Me, Steve Gelle, the fitness guru. Hey, we got a caller already, right off the rip. Oh my God, caller, fire away at me. What do you got? Whoa, Joey, is that with Big Bobby? Offsides. Yeah, I caught you guys' act at the when you guys were at the Anytime Fitness, which is a sponsor at csfradio.com, right? Yeah. Did you guys go pound the iron? Right. Yeah, you guys were on my last show. My very last show of the season last year. How's it been going for you here at csfradio.com family? Right. Sure. Oh, that's cool. Did you start out with 100 or 200 listeners and you're down to like 4 or 5 like I am? Just kidding around. Yeah. No, yeah, they can track that stuff sometimes. How's it? How else has it been going? Have you getting any fame out there? I mean, the CSF radio bringing you some stardom? Right. Yeah. You know what? You, Bobby, you guys got to get me in studio, and we're going to get that big man doing some crunches here in studio. Yep. All right. What do you got going on tonight? Right on. Yeah, I had a good call-in guy ready to call in, and he canceled on me, so I'm going right off the cuff tonight. I got hours and hours. You know the one thing about fitness is I can talk about it. I can talk about any level of fitness. Or you sports cats, you gotta create something. You can go on the show and you say, oh, who do we want for a coach next year? You gotta create that, right? Have you guys struggled with that at all, or have you guys been solid? Right on. That's cool. Yeah, we're talking with Joe from Offsides, who took my old time slot on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. Offsides. You guys ever been offsides? Yeah. I could see Bobby jumping offsides. Yeah. You ever bring any pops down here to the studio on a Wednesday night? You guys ever bring any pops? Kick a few back on a Wednesday night. Yeah, no, a couple beverages here in studio. Slug a few while you're on the show. Right. I'll tell you what here at csfradio.com. I've been known, the fitness guru's been known to slam a pop or two while he's on the show. All of a sudden, about 45 minutes into the show gets tough. You start sweating here in studio because we're up on the 9th floor. There's one window, and you can't open it. It gets hot. Right. I'm gonna. You guys gotta start taping your shows like I do. The video, put it on YouTube. Yeah, right on. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for calling in. Remember, catch Joe and Bob on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock here at csfradio.com. Offsides. We'll see you, brother. Thanks. All right, later. Well, look at that. We got one of the shows calling in here. All kinds of things happen here at csfradio.com. When we come back from break, we are going to talk a little bit more about Mark Eisenhart. We're going to talk about the Pure. There's a new facility. Remember the old Jill Pozlowski who called in? I talked to her, interviewed her last year here, and she does yoga. Well, they opened up a new facility in Strongsville, Ohio, and I don't want to screw the name up because I've been known to do that ever so. So hold on one second. Actually, the girlfriend goes there and takes yoga. And, we talk about all forms of stuff here at the csfradio.com. Pure Health and Fitness in Strongsville, Ohio on 13281 Prospect Road. Give them a call, 440-878. Oh, look at that, all zeros. 0000. We'll talk a little bit more about that after the break, and we'll dive into a little more fitness and nutrition talk. And we might even, we're going to talk a little politics tonight too, but we're going to talk about something you don't think we're going to talk about. Fat, overweight politicians. Can't stand them. Here at csfradio.com.
The bumper music's not real long now, so when you hear the
fine.
music, try to get out pretty quick.
Yeah, that's cool. My roof blew off my house.
Really?
Yeah, I got about, I would have to say in the $20,000-ish in damage in my house.
20,000?
Yeah, between water and
Really?
my ceiling is shot.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, my ceiling is shot. What else is wrong? Roof blew off. All kinds of good jazz.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got insurance to cover that, I hope.
Well, yeah.
I mean, do you have flood insurance though?
No, I didn't have a flood. But yeah, I know what you mean. The water.
Well, you said there was a bunch of water.
Yeah, no, it's in the roof. Like it's on the ceiling, not in the basement right there. Is there an extra plug anywhere? I'll plug my phone.
Just under the table. It's the only one really.
We got cut a commercial on that, Daddy-o.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, Jesus. And then those guys always leave and won't cut my commercial. Right?
Well, I gotta meet you in here on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday to do it.
Right on. Oh, what are we going to talk about? Let's look at this Pure Police. Big Bobby from Offsides.
That was Joe.
I know, but Big Bobby.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So's the cat who just left. You know?
Yeah, that's
Not TJ, the other one.
Tiger's a big boy.
Woo! Bet you I could slam him, though.
I bet you could too.
Yeah. I sat in a dog pound.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I hated it.
When were you in the dog pound?
Sunday.
So was I.
Hated it. I was in row B. Section 119, row B is second row.
Mm-hmm.
Right down by the lip. Dude, I sat around the biggest bunch of losers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably all. I mean, the one guy who sat in front of me, he had a lot of his family, like they big package. I think it was all the Parma JCs or Parma American Legion Hall.
Right.
That's sitting around this whole group of people. They either had to be from Parma or Bedford or some trash.
Right.
Because they were the biggest. Oh my God, biggest idiots. So I'm sitting next to the 20-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Are we getting back on?
Yeah, in just a second. Yeah.
I'll tell you a story later. Hey, we're back. CSFradio.com. I'll tell you what, 5 years, CSF Radio is going to be on the cutting edge of internet radio because it's only getting bigger. My buddy Mark Eisenhart, who was going to call in, was on VoiceAmerica.com. The old Ray Ellis was a defensive back in the old days in pro football, and Mark was on one of his shows in .com radio. And then, what's that cat's name? Play for the Browns. Charles Bentley does some kind of .com radio. So it's out there. It's just got to get bigger, that's all. Once it gets in cars, we're on, baby. Right, Dan?
That's right.
It's got to get it. Once we get internet full bore in cars, I mean, Jesus, it's already on your phone. You can, I can listen to CSFradio.com on any Droid or iPhone, like that. So, what we do here at the Fit and Furious is we talk about all forms of fitness. Of the 10 people who are probably listening, I don't need Joe Fitness to call me up and tell me, you can't eat cookies and pies and cake. And, I get that, you really shouldn't. But I talk about I'm a big practical applications of fitness guy. When I put this video on YouTube and the Fit and Furious page, you'll see that the fitness guru, Steve Gelle, I'm a man in my mid-40s. All right, I'm a certified personal trainer. I don't use that often. I do go to the health club 5-6 days a week. Like for example, last week, I didn't really get a chance to go to the health club because my work schedule changed. I had to get up every morning at 4 o'clock. So, I had to go to bed relatively early, and of course I didn't. I went to bed late. I went to bed like 10, 11, so I'm working on 5 hours of sleep every day. So that's not healthy for you. And I couldn't go to the health club or do much exercising because I didn't have the energy to because I worked a lot during the day because my schedule changed. You see how this happens in real life? Things happen, so you have to make concessions and balances. I went to the health club twice. I tried to do a little at-home workout. When I was tired and watching TV, I did some crunches. But I maintained my diet. I didn't eat as bad as you normal people do. I eat a little better, and we'll get into that one other day about what I eat. But I'm just a regular man, just a little better shape, and a lot of times, I just wear my clothes that fit well. Because, you got to buy the right clothes to fit well. One thing I can't stand is when you buy those shirts, like you buy a shirt at your discount store, and the sleeves are like so big. I can't stand that. My sleeves got to fit well. You know what I mean? I can't have, one sleeve is got about 1 inch worth of gap on it, and the other sleeve is tight. That means the shirt was made crooked. I can't stand that. My clothes got to fit well. Mm-hmm. Right? And, I don't necessarily spend a lot of money on my clothes. But they got to fit well. When your clothes fit well, you look better. When you look better, people take notice. You feel better about yourself. It's a big circle. And with that being said, I was out this morning, and we'll get back to Pure Health and Mark Eisenhart and a couple other things I got going on. Later in the show, last segment, we're going to talk a little politics because it is election night, and not my political views, but I got got issue with some politicians that are overweight. To me, that's a bad mix. All right, so we'll talk about that. I'm fighting through a cold, even though I take all my vitamins and minerals and do my calisthenics, live the Hulkamania lifestyle. You do get sick. You know, people say to you, "Oh, I thought you were so healthy, man. You're sick." Well, everybody gets sick, jack off. That's just the way that it is. All right? Number here is 216-939-5090, csfradio.com. So I'll share a story with you. I was working this morning. I'm a sales manager at a snack food company, believe it or not. That's what the fitness guru does. He sells snacks. And I am on a truck with all kinds of dandy snacks. Hey, got somebody instant message me on the Facebook here. I gotta give them an answer. So I'm on a truck with snacks, and you know, I don't graze and I don't eat them. So you know, I can do that. It's not an issue. You know what I mean? You just have to pick and choose your battles with your food. So I was at the store, and there's this young lion there. He's a 19-year-old kid, and he, you know, since I'm old enough to be his dad, and he realizes that I worked out, and he comes up to me, he goes, "Hey, brother, how'd you get so big? Where'd you get those arms at?" I looked at him. I was like, dude, you know, work out, eat. And then I start right off. I'm like, "What'd you have for breakfast this morning?" "Oh, I didn't have time." I go, right there. That's your problem. Number one, you didn't eat breakfast. So every time I see this young cat, you know, he's always making muscles and making arms and going "Urgh!" like that with me. You know how the young lions do that stuff. Show me his arms and stuff like that. I'd be like, "Dude, what'd you have for breakfast today?" "I had some bread. And half the time I had some toast." I'm like, "Dude, you gotta eat breakfast. That's your first mistake. You gotta eat breakfast. You gotta have some kind of protein breakfast. I mean, even if you don't have a chance, have a bowl of some non-sugared cereal, or have some buy yourself some instant oatmeal, and just, you know, try not to get the high in sugar kind, because the sugar will kill you. You know, try to do something like that. We're going to get into diets somewhere down the road. We're not going to talk about that right now. We'll do about that later. But, so, you know, I was telling him, dude, you got to eat breakfast. Have yourself a protein shake. You know, get yourself started. That's how you got to start your day. You got to have breakfast. You got to get it going. And then you might be able to hold on some weight to that 140-pound frame he's got. So he goes to me, he goes, "What'd you have for breakfast?" And I told him I had some leftover turkey sausage, I had a sandwich, I had a protein shake, and I said, "Yeah, I just went down the aisle and I picked up we were at a grocery store, an Acme down in Akron, and I said I picked up a protein bar. I just picked up a Tiger's Milk, 78 cents. You know, it's not a bad bar. It's not something, you know, you want to recommend for somebody who's got diet, you know, overweight issues or something like that. But for me, the fitness guru Steve Gelle, you know, I can spare that. And so I go over there, and one of the other managers is there with us, and he's a little dumpy and overweight. And he goes, what do you think? I love when I do that voice, because it's fun to me. What do you think about that full bar, Steve? I'd probably need to eat 4 or 5 of them. Yuck, 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 yuck. Folks, fitness isn't funny. You know who's funny? Comedians. Most people aren't comedians. Fitness isn't funny. It's not something you joke about. Because, you know, you ever see somebody die when they're 50 or 55 years old from being overweight? I go, that's not funny. You know, that's somebody's dad, somebody's husband, somebody's boyfriend, somebody's wife, somebody's mother. You know, and you can prevent all that stuff. People think it's funny. Well, I have time to be in shape. Sure you do. You make decisions on what you eat. You make decisions on how you shop. You make decisions on everything you do in your life, and that's just part of the process. Is you got to make quality decisions, and that's part of the thing I talk about here. So I bring that all back, right back to quality decisions. So everything in life is about quality decisions, and if you don't make quality decisions, you don't look good naked. And that's Leo Cato used to tell me that all the time. He goes, you want to take a snapshot of yourself and you want to be proud of yourself, take all your clothes off, look in the mirror at yourself naked. If you don't like what you see, guess what you can do about it? You can change that. You can change anything about yourself. Sometimes things are slow, they're a slow moving process, and you got to take time. And, you know, my girlfriend's a prime example of that. You know, a lot of times, you know, she'll battle her weight, or she won't like the way she looks. And boy, if it doesn't happen within a week or two, she's like, it's not happening fast enough. things take time. It takes time to build up your monetary portfolio. It takes time to lose weight. It takes time to make quality decisions. When you purchase food and you exercise, that all takes time. So you just have to be patient with yourself when you do that stuff. But anybody can do it at any time. So, I'm trying to multitask here. I got people instant messaging me on Facebook. We're going to talk about a few things. I want to talk about moderation and stuff. And I was saved by the buzzer. Yeah. All right, here at csfradio.com. We'll be back. Steve Gelle, Fit and Furious. Later.
If you want, you can make it a 45-minute show or so. I mean,
What?
So if you want to, you can make it a 45-minute show.
We're going the hour, baby.
If you're having trouble.
I'm not having any trouble. We're
All right.
going the hour. We're going. It's already 9:30. I'm halfway down.
There you go. That's a good point.
Bang this out quick. I know where I'm at. Ugh. And then my buddy is supposed to, Chris Buzis is supposed to start next week. It just so happens that Tuesday is date night.
Okay.
With he and his lass.
Oh, okay.
So I told him, I said, bring her in. She can sit third chair.
There you go. Absolutely.
We'll put her on air.
Absolutely.
What the hell? You know? Why not? Are you guys moving to another locale yet?
Don't know. Still up in the air.
I think that's pretty big of you to put that on Facebook that you are a Mitt Romney supporter. When this studio is probably 90% Obama.
Oh, it's probably 99%
Due
Obama.
to its
Geographic location. And
very nice, thank you. Geographic location with the ambiance of Cleveland. So,
Yeah, I'm probably the only one here.
No, you too.
Okay, there's
You
two
get
of
two.
us then.
You get to.
There's not many.
My mom told me when I was driving down here, I asked her, because I haven't seen any election stuff.
Right.
My mom turned the TV on, she said Romney was winning.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to Ohio, Virginia, and Florida. It's close.
They had the same problem at this gym I used to belong to back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
About playing radio music. So you know what the gym I go to now does? They play online stuff.
Really?
Yeah. They just stream a channel that's broadcast for free online. So we'll have like a Chicago either heavy metal station that doesn't play commercials, every once in a while puts their call letters up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's streaming. So you use that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you can do the same thing here.
Yeah, good.
Just pick a show that's playing and just play their music. We're back. CSFradio.com. Here at the Fit and the Furious. Give a call in 939-5090. Say that 100 times. My name's Steve Gelle. I'm the host, creator, entrepreneur of the Fit and the Furious here at CSFradio.com. What I like to do on the show is talk about entry-level fitness, getting people started. Now, I can go a wide range. I mean, I can't go to the furthest extreme just because I don't think I can become a raw vegan because I just love bad food sometimes, you know what I mean? I like going to my local restaurant and drinking Christmas ale and eating chicken wings. I mean, and I do that from time to time, but, you have to make a smart decision on that, whether you're going to do that a lot every day or you do it a little bit. So what I like to do here is I like to cover a wide range of topics on the show. I'll talk about yoga one week. We'll talk about a gentleman who is involved in like raw veganism and stuff like that, or I got stuff on the page about salty foods. Basically, it's a big copy-paste show. It talks about all the facets of fitness and energy, and like there's, for example, if you look on the page, there's Sean Ray is the bodybuilder pose, and then they have a gentleman with his head cut off of a fitness pose. It shows what the difference between bodybuilding and a fitness person is, because a lot of people don't understand that. They think a bodybuilder is a fitness guy. He's actually not. He's a bodybuilder. Totally different diet, totally different way to train, totally different way of life. Everything's different. So you have to get dialed into that. And also, I have different advertisements on there. Some of the vitamins I take. I take the Alive vitamins. A couple companies I've worked with, like Dan's Essentials. Some of the things that Mark Eisenhardt's involved with is the volcanic products. We always put some of the show stuff on there. So, I put all kinds of fascinating things. I put some stuff, had one lady call in, and she said, Steve, you don't talk about anything about a lady who is sitting at home who has no money and 65 kids and can't leave the house and has to work out. Hey, I get it. I was a single dad. I used to have to sit home too. I did crunches. So what I did is I found an article on 25 at-home exercises. And a lady can go on the page, and she can look it up and talk about the 25 at-home exercises. All she needs is a dumbbell. And guess what? If you don't have enough money to buy a dumbbell, you go in your cabinet, you grab a big soup can or a peaches can, and you can use that as a weight. So there's all kinds. There's never an excuse to not be in shape. So what we're going to talk about now is the pure, I lost it again. Oh, there it is. Pure health and fitness that the infamous Gelle Polzlowski, who we talked to last year, is a part of over there in Strongsville, Ohio. I like to cover east side, west side of Cleveland. A lot that's where we're out of, in case anybody out there in the country, because the internet, as David Letterman used to say, is World Wide Web. It's everywhere. We've got listeners all over the globe here, Fit and Furious. But what we're going to do, right, Dan?
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to showcase pure health and fitness. They had an open house last week that I couldn't make it to. I was invited. I wanted to go. It just didn't work out. Jill Plazowski's a yoga instructor there, and I believe she probably teaches a couple other classes. They have good hours. Monday, they're open from 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. That's Monday through Friday. Saturday, 8 to 11, and Sunday, 9 to 10. Just early morning hours on the weekends. Their number is 440-878, all zeros, 4 zeros. Website is purehf.com. They offer a plethora of classes. They have a core ballet bar class. I'm just going to read right off the rip. The girlfriend actually takes this class, and she actually likes it a lot. The core bar session is 55 minutes and starts with some light weights and easy movements to increase the heart rate and warm up the muscles and bring mobility to the spine. The bar work uses isolated movements to target the thighs and the buttocks while improving coordination and balance. The abdominal movements that follow challenge core muscles and promote stability and strength. Timely cues facilitate proper breathing and introduce simple modifications for each of the movements, resulting in a safe, enjoyable, and effective workout. Fantastic. And what I like to tell girls sometimes is, because a lot of girls, which that's a fantastic workout, the girlfriend says it's great. What I like to tell girls sometimes is, they trick you girls into weightlifting. And they look at you like, what are you talking about? We didn't lift any weights. We didn't go to the gym, because all girls are so afraid that if they lift a weight one time, they're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And guess what? They trick you into lifting weights. Girls, when they grab some straps, or they put some tiny weighted balls in your hands, and if you're watching this, you'll be able to see it on video. And they put these balls in your hands, and you keep your arms up straight, and your arms are parallel to the floor, and you make muscles like this, and you bring your arms in and out. Guess what, gals? That's weightlifting in its easiest rudimentary form. That's how they trick you into lifting weights in these classes. Or when they give you some kind of band with resistance, or a tiny bar that doesn't weigh anything. Girls, that's weightlifting. They trick you into weightlifting, and I laugh so much because my girlfriend doesn't like to go to the. She goes, "That weightlifting's boring, Steve." I don't know how you do it. But you girls, you lift weights in your yoga class, you lift weights in your Pilates class, you lift weights in all those classes, you just don't know it. So they also got a couple of things. They have a Pilates, they got yoga, they got Purex small group classes, they got a boot camp, and they got one-on-one personal training. It sounds like a fantastic place. It's over there on Prospect Road. I've driven past it several times. I've yet to stop in. I probably will soon, and that way I can talk about it even better. I just want to give them a little shout out. So if you're on the west side of Cleveland, down there in south side in Strongsville, shoot them a call. I'm sure they'll be happy to help you out and discuss all the things that they have going on at the Pure Health and